Hi, welcome back to Leslie Crafts. Today I'm going to show you a couple of cards, well, one card today, and then I'll have another card showing you something else with this kit. This is the ocean themed kit, which was the mini kit, which you've got the dies and everything else in them. But I've got loads of ephemera still left over. I've got a few bits of paper which I can still cut out from the layering pieces of my die, but I thought I want to sort of use it in a different way as well. So I've got my stencil out, which I do have a few left over, and I thought that I would use a bit of paper which I've got, and do a fun scene. So I've also brought in a very old stamp set from Stampin' Up, which is Sea Textures for Have a Wonderful Adventure, and I'm also using Indigo, Island Indigo. I'm not too sure if it's still available, but just, you know, with these cards it's basically use what you've got at home, and if you've bought my kits, it's to show you how you can use the rest of the ephemera and your bits and pieces of your paper, things like that. So that is the plan with these. So we're going to lay the stencil over, and I know some of it is going to be lost with the papers, but I don't mind it because I know it's there. And try not to move your stencil. I know it's there. So, you know, and just be careful because you will pick up the ink. So that is my base of my card, but I'm also going to do the tag. I've already put the green thread on there, but I can still get in there and stencil. So this just brings the tag, oops, into it. So there's the tag, and don't need that, but I still need my ink, so I'm not quite going to get rid of it. So even though you can't see all of it, you can see some of the background, which I quite like. So we're going to carefully remove that piece of paper because I don't want the ink transferring onto the back. We're going to just close up my ink pad because I know what will happen. It will just go everywhere. I'll drop something and then it will be like a total disaster. So at the time of filming, I still have some of these mini kits left. So, you know, if you're still, you know, looking to get one, it just gives you a couple more ideas to the ones I've done private videos for. So with mini kits, you always get private videos from me showing you how to do cards with the dies and how you can, you know, do them with the papers. So I just thought that these would be quite good with just doing that little bit extra. I really wanted to put the stencils in, but it wasn't until a couple of weeks ago I found them, and I'd already packed everything up and listed everything and everything else, and I would have to take something out of the mini kit to put the stencils in. So, you know, so yeah, so we can just put our piece of paper there, and then I was thinking of having that one still flat because I want to build I want to use the foam pads to put the creatures up on, you know, dimension and things like that. So one thing I do need to do is stamp the saying and then get the borders and everything else over. So I'm just going to have that one there. So that is how this scene is getting built up. And I do think it's really, I do like this. So, without further ado, I'm just going to grab in here some white cardstock. Oops. Do I have a smaller piece? Yep. Gonna use that like a card base. I'm just gonna grab a piece from my pile. Obviously this is where I've cut out the ephemera as well, which, you know, is good. So I will cut that down actually. I reckon if I do 2.5 by 2.5, or 2 3/4 maybe, then that sentiment will go in there quite nicely. Just want to see if that's going to be too big. It's not too bad. Right, let's see. This might go really, really wrong, or, you know. Okay, so I haven't re-inked my brush, so I want this quite light, or lighter, because I just want to tie it in with everything. I'm just wondering if on the very corner, if I stamped my sentiment first, which is that one there, stamp this first, and then we can add that little bit of the wave in the corner. So I just want to make sure I've got it in the correct spot. Now if I put that in the middle, there we go, and then I'll just leave that out so I can get it clean in a minute. Get my stencil and just have that little bit in the corner, because we can get a little bit darker. It'll look quite good. What about that bit up here? Yeah. And again, I'm just going to take off as much as I can, and I'm just going to blend that little bit of the white line I got. On there. I'm just going to put my stencil to one side, remove that, and then we can have that one, I want to say, up here a little bit, so we can still build a scene down on here, but I'm going to have that one up on foam, I think. So I got these foam squares from Temu, and I can guarantee you, if you ever want to get them, don't. They came bent and everything else, so I wasn't really impressed with them. And for the price as well, for one sheet, I'd rather spend my money and get them, you know, from, you know, places like Stampin' Up or anywhere else. So that is that card there. So at the moment, the only thing I've used from the kit is that piece of paper. Everything else is from my stash, really. But it also just shows you what you can pull in to make your cards. So, and then we can grab the ephemera out of here. So I'm desperate to use the seals, and I think I'll need to do like a bit of a beach theme with the seals. So I really do want to use them, but I also know that they don't really go underneath the water. So we can have, you know, maybe the whale on top of a wave, and then maybe have some of these little creatures just in this corner here, just hanging. And then I will place some bubbles everywhere, because we all know that I love putting bubbles everywhere. If you've been seeing any of my videos with this collection, some of these are going to go flat, some of these are going to have dimensionals on. I think those three are going to be flat, so I will grab my glue and put it on the back of my hand, and then put it on here. So for those who are just tuning in, thank you very much. And just to say that I do have a Patreon site now. I have 4 tiers, but I'm still deciding what to call the tiers. So at the moment it's just 1, 2, 3 and 4. So yeah, so some of these cards and papers I've used up a lot of them for my Patreons, and I'm just showing you what to do with the leftovers and vice versa. So these papers here were mainly used in the private videos you get when you purchase the mini kit. I tried to do with the main kits as well, but I just got too overwhelmed. So I just thought, if I just leave it for the mini kits, then I can do, you know, the Patreon cards and, you know, the cards that, you know, you're seeing now. And I'm not going to be as flustered, you know, as I was getting, and I was making mistakes on my videos and things like that. So, which is not what I want to do either. So I thought this was a better way of doing them, and at the moment it seems to be working. I just pick one day to do a bunch of videos, get them all prepped, and then start filming. So you might see me changing my top, so you might see me in the same top. It's just because it's the same day that I'm filming. I know a lot of people change the tops when they're filming, because obviously, you know, you want to give that impression that you're not doing it on the same day, but that's just an extra faff for me and everything else. So, you know, I just haven't done it. I might, you know, you might see my Christmas jumper and my black top in, you know, with these card videos. So that is the card I've done, and I think it's really, really cute. And literally all I've used from the mini kit is a piece of paper which I had left over and the ephemera, and I just brought in my stencil and a stamp from I had for the collection. And yeah, I just find that really just a really nice fun card. Really great if somebody's going on like a year out over to Thailand or Australia or anywhere where we've got really nice sea life. So yeah, I just think that's a really nice card. So I'm just going to leave it for that, and I will see you all later on. And I hope you're liking the card so far. Of course, give me a thumbs up if you wish, and we will see you again. Bye now.